is late May 2024 and I'm in Yellowstone National Park for a short backpacking adventure. I'll be exploring the northern section of the park. I hope to check out a couple drainages including Blacktail Creek, Rescue Creek, and the Black Canyon of the Yellowstone River. The biggest challenges that I expect to face are the weather. There was a winter storm yesterday. There may be rain or snow tomorrow. This time of year it's pretty wet and pretty cold. And secondly are the bears. They are very active in May, and the majority of my trip is going to take place in a bear frequenting warning area where a bear has recently been spotted. I'm excited and it's time to hit the trail. This is the earliest that I've ever been in Yellowstone by a full month, and wildlife is absolutely everywhere this time of year. A trifecta of bison on the slope to see us off. Most of the lower snow is fresh from yesterday's storm. There is still a little bit of snow left at the higher elevations, but where I'll be hiking for most of the trip, it should be pretty clear across the trails for me. There are no doggies on the trail out here in Yellowstone. My first intersection of the trip, I'll be heading to the left to Rescue Creek. I'll be back here tomorrow to continue along Blacktail Creek toward Yellowstone River. Heard a pronghorn running away across the meadow. They must feel safer on that side of me, huh? I have just a short hike in today to my campsite, 1A2. My plan is to set up there and then continue day hiking past it to explore deeper into Rescue Creek. I got them big rocks right on me. Big rocks right on me? It's not a bad day today weather-wise. Partly sunny. When the sun's out and the wind's down, it's quite pleasant. When the clouds are in control and the wind whips up, it's a little chilly. But I can't complain for this time of year. A casualty of the Yellowstone winter. Feeding the circle of life. Home sweet home. 1A2 Rescue Creek. Looks like an absolutely beautiful spot for my first campsite of the season in the Northern Rockies. Time to get set up so that I can see a little more today.
The June 2022 flooding was caused by a combination of heavy rainfall and snowmelt, leading to the park being evacuated and completely closed for more than a week.
Foods hung, tents pitched. Time to explore a couple miles along the Rescue Creek Trail. Looks like I'll be starting off up this hill. The reason why I'm hiking an out and back along Rescue Creek instead of looping around is in this part of the park, there's still a lot of flood damage from the catastrophic 2022 flooding. Many of the trails around here, including Lava Creek, Rescue, and Yellowstone, have closures still remaining from that flood. And so my plan will be to kind of explore out and back along some of the trails in this area and make the best of what's available. and Ochre Hill to the northeast. Dead ahead is a mule deer. I can see its massive ears. He's kind of behind the trees on the slope, can't see it very well. But already we've seen antelope, bison, and deer. It's easy to look around at all the greenery and forget how early in the season it is, but there is still a lot of snow over most of the park. In fact, there are only about 3 front country campgrounds open right now. The rest are still closed for winter, and the entire road system has not opened up yet. This northern stretch is just a nice early treat to get into the backcountry. The Rescue Creek Trail drops quite a bit of elevation coming away from camp, which means I'll be climbing on the way back. There are remains everywhere out here. I'm not sure if that's a function of this specific area, this time of year coming right out of winter, or both. Turkey Pin Peak on what has turned into a sunny day. Rattlesnake Butte. Comfortable temperatures in the low 50s. You can see an entire herd of what looks to be deer or antelope. Past the ungulate herd is a neat surprise. The Rescue Creek Trail affords views right into the town of Gardiner, Montana. There they go. Quick little buggers. Made it to my goal, the far side of Rescue Creek, and just in time as well, because there does appear to be precipitation coming down to the west. I'm going to turn around and beeline back to camp. South, we'll take a 360-degree look around before I leave this beautiful destination behind. That's the east, where I'll be heading back towards camp. Coming around to the north, we do see that a bank of clouds has built back into the sky. I'm about 2 hours away from camp. And that's out to the west, the town of Gardiner. Directly ahead is a sneak peek of the Black Canyon of the Yellowstone River. We'll see more soon. Another herd, this one the biggest I've seen, right at the base of the Ochre Hill. Apparently the birds like to perch on the 1A2 sign. Looking down on camp, we can get a good view of the layout. Fire pit, food pole, tent sites. Home again, home again. Yiggity yog. I worked up an appetite on that day hike. It's dinner time. On this trip, I'm using the Yellowstone North map by Beartooth Publishing. Let's take a look at the map for day 1. Starting at the Black Creek Trailhead, I hiked up to the Rescue Creek Trail, campsite 1A2, and then continued day hiking on down till I could see the town of Gardiner, and then retrace my steps back to 1A2. Day 1 was about 11 miles. Day 1 has been an awesome start to my backpacking adventure in Yellowstone. Scenic hiking and pretty weather made for a good day. Add on to that the menagerie of hooved animals, at least 3 different species of ungulates, The wildlife really came out for me here in May. On top of that, it just feels good to be back in the Yellowstone backcountry. It's been about 7 months since I was last here, and there are times today where I just felt like I need to stop and pinch myself. It was surreal to be back here, even though this is my 9th backpacking trip in the park. The magic still feels like it's my first time. I've got camp set up, dinner's in me, and I'm settling in for a relaxing evening. That'll be the end of day 1. Good night. Good morning. Made it to day 2 of my backpacking adventure in Yellowstone. A serenely peaceful night last night. Once the wind died down, all I could hear was the croak of frogs and the babbling brook. With temperatures right above freezing, made for a very restful night. My plan today is dependent on the weather. The one thing I'll have to do is make it to my next campsite along the Yellowstone River, and it looks nice this morning, so I shouldn't have any problems with that. But as the day progresses, there is a significant chance of rain and perhaps thunderstorms, so if that weather pops up, I may end up battening down the hatches and hanging out in camp. But if it stays nice, I'll continue to explore from there into the Black Canyon of the Yellowstone River. We'll see how things turn out. I'm going to get camp packed up and it'll be time to hit the trail. I found this neat obsidian shard in camp. You know, it gets the imagination running, wondering if it could have been chipped off from a piece of an old Indian tool or something like that. Down at the far end, last night was a family of deer come through grazing. Final look here at the Rescue Creek campsite. Thanks for the hospitality. My first 1.5 miles, 2 miles on the day, will be retracing my steps back to yesterday's intersection with the Blacktail Creek Trail. Then I'll be on my way towards the Yellowstone River. Such a gorgeous day this morning that it's tough to believe a storm's coming through later. Conditions can change quickly out here, especially this time of year. Although the trail cuts south to the intersection and then back north, I do believe that if I cut off trail here and head east, I can save myself quite a few steps. Looks like some pretty calm terrain, so I think I'm just going to go for it. Take a little off-trail jaunt to connect with the Blacktail Creek Trail. Connected with the Blacktail Creek Trail, right where it intersects with Rescue Creek. Saved myself about 1 mile of walking. I hiked through this area last year on my Black Canyon, Buffalo Plateau, Slough Creek trip. That was about 2 months later in the year. That was end of July. So it could be interesting to watch both videos and kind of compare how Yellowstone changes as summer starts to progress. Right now it's very green, very lively. Today's first view of Blacktail Deer Creek. A small waterfall and canyon on Blacktail Deer Creek. I actually missed this last year. Shows the benefit of hiking through a place more than one time. You never know what you'll see. Across the way, there appears to still be some snow on the upper reaches of the Black Canyon of the Yellowstone River. The towering walls of the dark and twisted Black Canyon of the Yellowstone. The Yellowstone River Bridge. My campsite is across the way on the north side of the river, but before I head over there, I'm going to trek along the south side for a little bit to the mouth of Blacktail Deer Creek where it intersects with the river and gather my water from the creek. Here's the confluence. I'm going to grab water and head towards camp. On the far side of Blacktail Deer Creek is this ranger compound. I saw it last year and there wasn't this canvas tent here. Makes me think perhaps they've got a trail crew out here right now. Weather permitting, which it certainly looks like it will be at this point, I'll be back to this intersection soon to explore west, left, down Black Canyon. But for now, I'm heading east, following the Yellowstone River Trail to campsite 1Y5. Home sweet home. Campsite 1Y5, Yellowstone River Bridge. Spoiling me with a bear box. I'm going to eat some lunch, set up camp, and then head out for a little exploring. Front porch view.
The Black Canyon of the Yellowstone River, which draws its name from the dark color of its walls, runs for about 20 miles and towers over 2,000 feet above the river in some places.
There are a lot of dark gray clouds building in the sky, but I haven't heard any thunder yet, so I'm gonna try and go down the Black Canyon a little bit. There are two sites I would like to see. One I definitely should be able to make it to, the closer one. The farther one away, we'll just see how the weather develops. I might have to rename this section of the park to the Boneyard. Crevice Lake. This bad boy is emerald green. Crevice Lake was the first site that I wanted to see, and I'll be honest, my second site, a set of falls, is about a 3-mile round trip that way, directly into the heart of those storm clouds. The wind is picking up, the skies are gray, it doesn't seem worth the risk to me. I'm going to head back to camp and get ready for this storm to start. Home again, yiggity yog. I forgot to mention earlier, but at some point I broke into that active bear frequenting warning area. Both campsites right across the river are closed. Mine is the only one in this general vicinity that's left open. Remember my two challenges at the beginning were the weather and the bears? Dealing with both. The worst of the storm seems to have passed over me for now. There are a few clouds sticking in the sky, so I'm sticking close to camp. When the clouds break, partaking in one of my favorite activities, soaking in the warm Yellowstone sun on the banks of the cool Yellowstone River. There's Blacktail Deer Creek and the Yellowstone River Bridge. Let's take a look at the map for day 2. From 1A2, I hiked back down Rescue Creek Trail to connect with the Blacktail Creek Trail, crossed the Yellowstone River and set up at 1Y5, then did a short hike out to Crevice Lake and back. Day 2 was about 6 miles. Day 2 has been another great day in Yellowstone. Plenty to see along the hike, including Blacktail Deer Creek, the Yellowstone River, and Crevice Lake. I didn't get to see Knowles Falls, but I did have the surprise falls on Blacktail Deer Creek, and Knowles will be there on my next visit. There's been a few sprinkles here and there, but the clouds do seem to be renewing with increased vigor for the nighttime. I've got camp set up, dinner's in me, and I'm settling in. As long as nothing crazy happens, that'll be the end of day 2. Good night. Good morning. Made it to day 3, the final day of my trip in Yellowstone. Balmy night last night. Temperature stayed in the 40s, and the rain continued as it had throughout the afternoon and evening. Short showers. The big storm, fortunately for me, never came through. I've got a short hike out today. I'm going to finish up breakfast, pack up my wet tent, and then it'll be time to hit the trail. Back to the Yellowstone River Bridge. It's about 4 miles from here back to my trailhead, but I do have a rowdy climb along the way. Down river of the Black Canyon of the Yellowstone. Up river, a little patch of blue in the sky, but the sun hasn't managed to poke through it yet. Adios, Black Canyon. I'll be back to explore you more one day, and hopefully by then they fix the Yellowstone River Trail from the floods, and I can kind of do the whole Black Canyon. Back to my waterfall on Blacktail Deer Creek. This was a short and sweet trip, and honestly, any more trip reports that I get to make this summer will probably be of the short and sweet variety as well, because I am going up to begin my job as a guide in Glacier National Park. So I'm super stoked to be working in the outdoors, be helping people experience nature, immerse themselves deep into it, see those beautiful parts of the world like Glacier. Super stoked for that. But I do feel blessed to have got to come down here, spend a couple days in Yellowstone before I get to work. I love this place. Rescue Creek. Kind of down this way is how I cut off trail on day 1. To the left, the Rescue Creek Trail. To the right, the Blacktail Creek Trail. Looking back the way I've been hiking up this morning, I spy the front country, coming to an end of my trek. There's a bunch of cars stopped on the side of the road, and I was wondering what they were looking at. A few little bison right here to say goodbye to me. Woo! Here's that bear frequenting warning for the area around the Yellowstone River campsites. 3 days in Yellowstone National Park done and dusted. I was very glad to get down here for this short trip. The weather was cooperative for me, especially considering the time of year could have been much worse. The wildlife was out and thick. I enjoyed seeing all the different hoofed animals. I think if I had to pick my favorite part of the trip, it was probably the end of the Rescue Creek hike, when I was in that big meadow surrounded by deer, looking up at the town of Gardiner with the sun shining down. That was a pretty happy moment. I'm excited for my next stage, my next adventure, my next challenge to go and be a guide in Glacier National Park. Until next time, thanks for tuning in to Lane's World. Goodbye. Let's take a look at the map for day 3. From 1Y5, I hiked down the Blacktail Creek Trail out to the Blacktail Creek Trailhead.
Day 3 was about 4 miles for a trip total of approximately 21 miles.
Hey, look who's here to say goodbye. Uh-oh, he's looking at me. It's time to go.